Hi guys, got the October kit from Scrapping for Less, and I'm just gonna jump right in and show you what came in the kit. So first, you always get your papers, your cardstock, the white, and then this nice green, yellow, red, and blue, which all coordinate with this kit. Christmas themed kit, and I get the biggest level that has 4 of these little packets and then another extra packet of stuff. So in this first packet, it's got my absolute favorite papers from Simple Stories called Winter Wonderland. Actually, I have a lot of stuff that I bought at the store, the same exact thing. But it's so cute, I love it. Some Snow Flurry stamps. These are some little wooden ornaments that are going to look really cute on the tags that I have planned. And this is some silver foil words and Kennedy Gray sequins that match this little pack here. Super cute. In packet number 2, we have papers, and the stamper by Lawn Fawn. The papers I think are called Nitpicky, and then the little stamp is so adorable with the little otter on it, and it's just the winter otter stamp. Red and green enamel dots, and some more Kennedy Gray sequins that match. And then those are sticker words, but you can't see them because they're white on white. So I think it says Winter Wonderland or Happy Dollar Holidays, something like that. I can't remember. I'd have to go pull them out and look. This third packet has papers by Echo Park. It's called I Love Christmas. Super cute papers. I have so many plans for this pack. The stamp is another Lawn Fawn called Sealed with a Kiss. Cute little seals. More Kennedy Gray sequins. Gold foil words, and some ephemera. I already made 2 cards with this kit, which are here on this video, and then I have plans for 2 more and 12 tags. So we will see how far this kit goes. Went pretty far last time, so this time I'm sure I'll be able to do that and still have tons of stuff left over. So this is the 4th kit, and in the 4th kit comes with papers by American Crafts, and this one is called Merry Mary, I think. It's got some super cute little cars, and oh my god, I love it. This is a stamp called Mary's Selfie, some more Kennedy Gray sequins, and some little sticker stockings, and more ephemera, which I absolutely love. They all come with envelopes as well. This is extra, and that was a stamp, Merry Sentiment stamp, some Christmas red stickles. That's a Merry Christmas die by Paper Smooches, some gold tape, washi tape, and my little, actually that wasn't listed, so I'm not even sure what that is, but I think, hey, give it to me, I don't mind. So here's everything that came in this October kit for Scrapping for Less. Absolutely adorable, and I'm going to dive right in and start making card number 1. So my plan for this one was to make a shaker card on top. So I already kind of planned it out and knew what I wanted to use. So just go through all my little pieces here. That is, I don't have any dies here, or very few dies, so I cut that out with a craft knife. So see guys, you don't actually have to have a die for everything. Get out your trusty craft knife and get to work. These are the stamps from Tim Holtz, and I don't have very many Christmas stamps, so I made my own. I drew some hats and a scarf and cut them out, and some candy canes and ornaments, and I'm just going to decorate these little guys up. So that's what I'm doing right now, is figuring out who's going to wear what. So I'm going to put my scarf on somebody and the hats on, and then figure out where I'm going to put my candy canes. And I actually colored this whole little set in using the Zig Clean Color markers. I just got a set of them as a gift from my hubby, and I wanted to try them out, and totally not an expert at it, and made a ton of mistakes with this. Definitely don't use anything wet, so don't try to sparkle them up or put stickles or anything on them, because it makes a mess. So now I'm just going to make my shaker part. So I'm going to attach my vellum, Magic will edit out the incredibly long time it takes me to line everything up. And then I'm going to put down my, I put 2 layers to make it a little bit fatter than it was before of the foam behind. I just wanted to have enough room for everything that I put inside of it to actually shake, because 1 layer just wasn't enough. And now I need to stamp my little sentiment on the inside. And since I have the 3 little birds, I chose a Friends type sentiment that came in that little Merry Sentiment stamp pack. And I'm going to use the VersaFine and the black powder so that you can see it really good through everything. And of course I didn't line it up before, so now I gotta make myself a little template so I can stamp it in the right spot. And then I just used a little pencil, light little pencil mark around it just so I knew where the top and bottom and sides were. And then stamp away. You won't have to watch me do each and every one, because I did each little part by itself, and then I went and I heat set it, and it came back and forth. So I think I just cut out to a couple spots where you see it at the very end. But I like using the powder because it makes it so much brighter, especially when you're going behind the vellum and you're going to have all those sequins bouncing around in there. You can really see it pretty good. And these are the coordinating little sequins by Kennedy Grace, and then I have some extra little ones from my very small but growing stash. They're like an iridescent pearl sequins that go in there. Kind of gives it almost a snowy look. I'll attach the back, and then after I get it all lined up and get the back on, I realized that I did it kind of sideways. So actually at the very end of this I had to cut that and attach it again to another card base because it was so off. It was not, I didn't like it. So I'm just going to figure out where my cute little birds are going to go. Once I've decided the placement of them, then I got to start attaching all of their winter attire. And that's the other thing, is if I can't draw for nothing, but anybody can do this. You just look at a picture on Google and then just copy it, cut it out, color it, and paste it on. You don't have to have any special anything to do this, which is good because everything's in my studio in Idaho, not here in California. So I have very limited supplies. But they're growing, and my husband's getting very frustrated with my growing stash that he will have to figure out how to move to Idaho when we leave. Attach another little hat. And then these come with dies, the little birds. I have the one with the dies to cut the actual birds out, but they don't have any way to hold anything, so I'm just gonna, you'll see here in a minute, after I finish cutting all this stuff out, I'm just gonna use my craft knife and cut away the wings so that I can stuff those underneath the wings. And this one I thought would be funny if it was hanging off of his very long beak. Turn him into a little mini tree. Oh, this is so cute. My daughter fell in love with this card. Right there I'm cutting out with the craft knife. And you can see with the stamp where the wing is, so you just cut along the stamped image of the wing. You just kind of got to fuss with it for a little while until you get it in there, figure out where's the best placement for it, and then glue it down. And I'm using the Ranger Multimedia mat because I put one of those little precision tips on it, and it's so much easier to attach small things with that instead of trying to use the big glue bottle. I'll do the same thing with the other bird and his candy cane. Because it's so high up from the base, because I have the 2 layers of the foam underneath, it was kind of hard to get them to stick in there, so I had to put some foam tape behind each one of the little birds so that I could stick them to the thing and they wouldn't like bend in. Then I added the little ornament as a ball to his hat, and then I'm just going to attach it to the base. Which, like I said, I had to completely replace because it was all sideways and I hated it. So there's the finished card, and I'll get it closer to the camera so you can see it really close up. I also have pictures of it on my blog after I fixed it, and then you can see it better. But there it is. Up close with the little candy canes. And for card number 2, I wanted to do one of those, I don't know, they call them snail mail. So I made the envelope using a green polka dotted paper. Can't really see the polka dots, it's more like a textured paper. I'm just going to adhere the envelope right into the middle, and I just used a piece of 8.5 by 11 cardstock that I scored and cut to fit around my envelope. And now I'm just going to use my papers and some of my other little goodies and decorate each one of the little flaps. So this is the car paper that I said, I told you it was like a really cute little car paper. I'm going to put that on the edges, and my envelope tool has the corner rounder in it because I don't have a quarter rounder. So I use my stamp maker tool to round the edges on my paper. I'm not too good. I get really lazy and don't like to measure, which you can tell when I make a mistake because then I have to add another piece of paper to cover up where I messed up. So there's the 2 papers for either one of the ends. And then there's the little corner rounder for my envelope maker, which is what I used to make the green envelope in the middle. And I think that envelope that the size envelope that I used was 4 by 5 because that fit the best in the middle of the 8.5 by 11 paper. I don't have any 12 by 12 paper in my house right now. Gotta make it work. So on the top and the bottom, I wanted to decorate the top and the bottom and then kind of leave the little flaps on the side empty, but of course I didn't because I can never not overdo. But it came out really cute. And this is my impatience happening. I cut this paper too short, and I didn't want to waste it, so after I attached it, see where I have that nice little gap, I end up fixing it with, we'll see in a second. Another lesson is don't skimp on your tape runner, which I did, and I will be getting a better one soon. I struggle with that thing so much. So see that little gap at the bottom? Now I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do. I ended up looking at all the papers there and found the little top that I cut off on all of these is another piece of pattern paper. And there was one that didn't come in my kit, so somebody else got it. I'm kind of jealous. But it has like little musical notes on it, on like a craft paper, and I loved it. But I only got that little tiny strip of it with a hole in it. But I still used it. In my mistake. Hate that tape ribbon. Once you have adhered all your pieces and you're ready to start decorating, then it's just a matter of going through all your stash and figuring out what you want where and just make it look pretty, but don't put things that are too thick or else you won't be able to close your flaps. So they have to be fairly flat items that you put in there. Like there's the little musical note piece. I'm just going to attach that to it, and then the little hole I'll cover up with something else later on when I decorate that top panel. Okay. Now I'm designing in my head, trying to figure out where I'm going to go next. That was one of the pieces of the ephemera that came in the pack. So I already know I want to use that. I know I wanted to stamp at the bottom, and I was going to leave those little side panels blank, but then I got this idea to put some little mini pockets over there. And you're probably wondering what on earth you could fit in those tiny little pockets. Let's see. I almost cut it too short, but you need your little ends to score so that you can actually make the pocket part. So this particular cutter has a score, the little blue thing is a score piece, which I actually hate this cutter too. It's so inconvenient, but it's what I have, so it's okay. And then I almost cut it again, and then realized, no, I need the little piece at the bottom. Can't have a pocket without a little piece at the bottom to keep it from not being a pocket. Then you just kind of clip off your little corners where it's scored, just to make it easier for it to go together when you turn in your edges. And there you go. And then you have to find some tape that fits on those little tiny pockets, but that's where they're going to go. This little paper pack also, it came with the little cutouts, and they're small little cutouts which are perfect for tags, which, like I said, I have plans for tags. I'm going to make all my holiday Christmas tags out of these kits, but I'm going to use a couple of them on this. I will sacrifice for this. I finally found 5 minutes to do the voiceover of Peace and Quiet. And now it's too quiet in my house. I feel like I should go see why it's so quiet out there. I'm just going to attach the other one here. And then these are the little cutouts, and I'm figuring out which cutouts I want. And I kind of sped ahead because you really need to see, you do every little piece of cutting, but I trimmed them down enough to where they would fit inside those little flaps. If you leave them too long, too wide, then the flap won't close. And then I just attach them to the top of the pocket just to decorate it. And there's my two little pockets. Now for decorating the bottom flap, I picked up a couple of stamps at Michael's that were on clearance, which I was lucky enough to actually get them before they were gone. And there's a couple little snowmen with coordinating die to cut them out, so I'm going to skip past my horrible Copic coloring, because nobody wants to see me color. And but you'll see me stamp it out here in a second, and then I'll just skip ahead to when it's magically all done. I thought about that stamp first, the Merry Selfie, but it really didn't go with my car theme, so I changed my mind and went with this cute little snowman. I also stamped and cut out, which you won't see, the little snowflakes that are with those two little snowmen. And I used my embossing powder and embossed them with the snow colored embossing powder. There's my little guy. And then, poof, he's all done. All colored. I'm really sorry about this, but my battery died on my video. So when I come back, some stuff is already done. Sorry about that, guys. If you look at the close-ups on the blog, or after this, there's some close-up pictures as well. And you'll be able to see close-ups of what I did there. But I just put a little sentiment, attached the snowman and the snowflakes, and good to go. And now up top I cut out the Merry Christmas with the Paper Smooches die that came in the kit. Another one of the little cutouts from the same thing, and a couple of snowflakes. And then I just attached all of those to the top. That's how I covered up that hole. And then for the pockets, this is the part that I'm kind of sad you didn't get to see me make it, because it was really cute. I made these little flags for the pockets. As soon as I'm done putting on all my sequins, like Kennedy Gray sequins, I will put the little flags in the pockets. But the flags are really easy. It's basically like I just cut out, I stamped the sentiments that I wanted on each one of the little flags, and then I attached them to a toothpick, like a big toothpick, and I stuck it in the pocket. And it says, eat, drink, and be merry goes in the one pocket. Or, no. Eat, drink, and be is in the one pocket, and then merry is in the other pocket. And there they are. These are my cute little stamps. And they just kind of tuck in there. And that's it. There's my card all done. I'm just going to trim up my extra little stuff there. And then when you close this up, it is going to be bigger than a normal sized envelope, but not too bad. So when you send it out, it's going to cost a little bit more to send it, especially once you stick something in that envelope. And it just closes up. See how thick that is? And then on the other side is where you put your stuff. And here are some pictures of the completed cards, some close-ups. And stay tuned for the next video I release will probably be the tags, because I'm really excited to make the tags. Thank you guys for watching. Go check out the blog and see the other pictures. And I really appreciate you guys watching.